Breaking. More illness sweeping over the entire country and widespread disaster as we are on the cusp of the greatest man-made collapse and crisis unlike anything we have ever seen in history, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin. Kevin, you are watching Kevin 247. I hope you guys are having a great day, an amazing day. I've got some important information here that I want to share with you that you mustn't ignore because it involves you and not only your personal safety, but your financial safety as well and your health. Folks, this is happening worldwide and we have to pay attention to all the warning signs happening here locally in our backyards and around the globe. Ironically, speaking of backyards, this morning I come to you from the backyard. However, today is a little bit different. We had one hellacious thunderstorm last night. It is a wet day. It's a very wet day. And I don't know if this is going to let up anytime soon. The temperature is still good. I don't know if I'll be able to pull this off, but we still got shorts on today. I feel like I'm doing some sort of weird dance here. But we still got shorts on, rocking the Squirrel Tribe hoodie. Put the link down below if you want to get yours. And sipping on morning brew out of the K-Cup. I have no clue which coffee this is today, but regardless, it is tasty out here on this wet Tuesday morning, December 26, 2023. And hey, how y'all doing? Drop a comment down below. Let me know. How was your Christmas? I hope Christmas was good. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. And we're going to keep this thing going. And just drop a comment. Let me know how you guys are doing. Hope all is well. Hope you got a chance to spend time with family. The kiddos are happy. We got a little bit of a tale of two cities here. And the first city is here in the U.S. Credit card skimmers found at Sudbury Farms grocery store. Roche Brothers says. Customers who shopped at Sudbury location on or before Christmas Eve may have been impacted. Let me know in the comments if you guys, this is Sudbury, Massachusetts. If you guys are familiar with this grocery chain, this grocery store. Grocery chain says a Massachusetts-based grocery store chain says credit card skimmers were discovered at the location it operates in Sudbury. Okay, Roche Brothers Supermarket announced Sunday that the skimmers were found on two of the self-checkout pin pads at the Sudbury Farm grocery store along Route 20. According to the Roche Brothers, the company immediately took steps to secure all registers at all 20 of its locations in Massachusetts and launched an investigation to determine the nature and scope of the activity. Law enforcement was contacted, the company says. And honestly, I got to say, one, I'm impressed because I would imagine that this grocery store chain, they don't have self-checkouts unless maybe the pin pad. I don't know if these are just regular registers or if they had these self-checkouts that could have been affected by this. But I'm really perplexed as to how they were able to get these skimmers on inside the store, unless it's an inside job or something, or unless these skimmers can just be put on like so quickly. I don't know. Roche Brothers representatives said some customers who shop at the Sudbury Farms store in Sudbury on or before Christmas Eve may have been impacted as a result of the incident. Roche Brothers has strong policies in place to protect against these types of incidents, including conducting multiple security checks daily on our registers. Roche Brothers is committed to protecting the confidentiality and security of our customers' information and are issuing a press release to try and reach affected and potentially affected customers who were not able to specifically identify, reads a statement from Roche Brothers Supermarket's Chief Executive Officer, Kevin Barner. Roche Brothers said that at this time, it has determined the Sudbury Farms in Sudbury was the only one of its stores where credit card skimmers were found there has also been no confirmation at this time that any customer data has been compromised, according to the company. Now, me personally, I've never been in a situation of any, I don't have any personal knowledge of credit card skimmers in regard to identifying them and uncovering them. So maybe some of you guys have, and if so, let me know. How does this work? When you, does the card actually still go through and it takes the information, or does it pretty much lock out every transaction, which then leads you? I don't think that would work, because then it's like after it stopped working for a few times, people would just stop using that register. So then from there, what do you do with it? How do you take it off? Also, I think that I don't like, number one, I don't usually insert my card. The chip is supposed to be secure, but the swipe for sure. The swipe, they're going to copy all your data on the swipe, which is why the last time I went to Bank of America, I told you guys about the multiple steps of authentication. Whew, that was tough. Multiple steps of authentication just to access my ATM, because people can copy your cards. And so Bank of America was taking great measures to protect themselves and my account, which I appreciate. But my credit card chip doesn't really work. So I normally tap. And I think the tap might actually be the safer way to play it, because I don't think the scanners are going to be able to get that encrypted information. At least not yet. At least not yet. Give them time. Give them time. They'll get there. And AI will probably help them crack that code. It's wild and crazy how that typically works out. But yeah, so watch your accounts. Be careful with your money, your credit cards, which is why I like to use credit cards, because if I'm in a situation and I'm getting hacked by a skimmer and it's going to my debit account, my debit card, then it's going directly to my checking account. And I don't want that to happen. So I prefer the credit cards for the added safety and protection, and more than likely bonus from cashback and rewards from the purchases. With as expensive as everything is, I'll take any and every discount that I can get. I've actually got a video coming to you guys later today about that very situation of just how expensive things are, how expensive things have gotten, how people are feeling about it, and more importantly, what we should be planning and preparing for moving forward. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, spoiler alert, inflation is over. Inflation is done. That conversation, that ship has sailed. Now we're into a new era of, the Fed potentially lowering interest rates because they've essentially gotten inflation under control, which you and I know is complete BS. But now that they've done that, they can rewrite the narrative and push a completely different story. And that is the era, that is the new normal that we are approaching, folks. So pretty soon, a complaint about inflation is going to fall on deaf ears. It's going to be a moot point. And the only complaint that we're going to have moving forward is just that most people can't afford daily life essentials and necessities with food, shelter, energy, groceries, insurance, you name it. It's all going up, and wages are not. And we will get back to somewhat of a natural equilibrium that we were at before the pandemic. But that means that most people at that point in time will probably earn $150,000, $200,000 annually. But at the same time, gas is going to be $4+ a gallon, and eggs will be expensive, and everything will be expensive, but it's going to be relative. But that also makes it that poverty gap, or the middle to lower income, middle class, lower working class, the folks at the bottom floor, as I was telling you about the rising waters of inflation, and preparing to insulate yourself from this tragic disaster that was coming, that we talked about a year ago, probably. I'll pull up the video, see if I can find it, and I'll link it here at 9:40. And unfortunately, that gap has gotten so wide now, it's going to really, really cause some serious damage and some serious harm to some folks. And also the housing costs. Check out my video that I put up late last night or early this morning. It was like midnight Eastern time. We had some internet troubles, but I eventually got the video out. And go check it out because it's a telling story about what's happening. It's a real life story, and odds are, if hopefully it's not you, the story doesn't resonate and hit home with you. But if so, or maybe somebody you know, or somebody close to you, or a coworker, a colleague, or a neighbor that unfortunately has fallen on hard times because of the situation. But understanding why the situation's happening is going to be vital. And also the legal ramifications and laws within your state. Some states protect, others don't. No matter what, there's always a back door and a loophole to bend you over and, you know, stick it in with no lube. And that is happening. That is coming. And at the same time, we are going to be under this new cloud of Fed's lowering interest rates, inflation's under control, yada, yada, yada. The job market is strong, yada, yada, yada. And there's not going to be any real compassion or sympathy for those who are not prepared, okay? And this prep is not about just stocking up and stockpiling your pantries. This prep is what I've been telling you guys about all along, and stocking up and stockpiling on your money, specifically cash. Although not necessarily cash, physical paper dollars, but not relying on loans, not relying on credit, not relying on your credit score, not relying on a bank to let you borrow, not relying on a buy now, pay later, not relying on a firm or anything else like that. It's about relying on your ability to increase and produce income as much as you can, as many different ways as you can, from as many different sources as you can, while also retaining as much of that as you can. So that's coming next. So please subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned. This next one here is coming out of, I think it was, this one came out of, my coffee's gonna be cold by the time I'm done here. This one's coming from CNN Business, and this was in France, okay? Now, drop a comment, let me know. Are you an international viewer? Are you an international subscriber? Are you in France? Around 100 Airbus employees fall ill after company Christmas party. This one just came out on Christmas Eve. And you can see here the Airbus company. I didn't know people still did Christmas parties because, you know, companies don't want to waste that. I don't say waste it, but they look at it as a waste. Getting employees together and trying to increase employee morale is always a good thing, but they don't want to do it like they used to. Did you have a Christmas party this year with your company, or do you own a company? Did you do a Christmas party? Could you afford a Christmas party? I'm trying to get through this coffee before it gets cold. Hot coffee cold is not good. Order cold brew coffee, it tastes good. Get hot coffee that ends up turning cold, it's not good. And we're just about there. I think I'm gonna call it on that. A holiday celebration for employees of an Airbus subsidiary in France took a turn for the worse earlier this month as dozens of employees became sick after a company Christmas party. Around 100 Airbus Atlantic employees were taken ill after contracting a foodborne illness after eating the company organized Christmas lunch. A spokesperson for the European Aeronautics Company said in an email statement to CNN, and the spokesperson did not specifically specify the type of food. Nobody at Airbus was rendered seriously ill by the December 15 incident, and all employees were back at work by the next Monday, according to the spokesperson. Airbus Atlantic, established in January 2022, is wholly owned by Airbus subsidiary, specializing in airplane seats. I saw an interesting story the other day about TWA Flight 800 seats washing up on, I think it was New Jersey shore. Airbus Atlantic has 13,000 employees in 5 countries, though the ill-fated Christmas lunch occurred in France. French health authorities are leading an investigation into the illness outbreak, the Airbus spokesperson said, and this appears to be an isolated event, and all employees are recovering well. The Airbus spokesperson added, the health of our employees remains our primary concern, and we are fully cooperating with the ARS health agency to identify the cause of the illness and ensure this cannot happen again in the future. Well, folks, there's no way to 100% entirely ensure that people aren't going to get sick from foodborne illness. However, It almost seems like this is the year or the end of the year where we're rolling into January 2024, and that's all we hear about is another foodborne illness, another food recall, another listeria concern, warning, outbreak, salmonella, bird flu. All these different things are happening. But I got to tell you guys, number one, I don't do those Christmas parties, those potluck, where you have different people bringing in their own food. I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm not knocking you in your kitchen. I just don't know how you get down. So I don't want to engage in that and potentially render myself ill from eating, whatever it is that you brought in. But the problem still exists, and it seems like it's continuously growing, and it's only getting worse each and every day with another illness outbreak, another massive hundreds of people falling ill, and listeria concerns, salmonella. And that's foodborne. Before we get into some of these other illnesses and viruses that are making their way over here from other countries, and all I can say is I urge you folks to just play it safe, be careful, pay attention, try to stay as healthy as you can, and just do your best, because it's a constant challenge. We have to face multiple challenges each and every day from pretty much all angles. But I do think that having these talks and discussions and conversations, by sharing this, can help keep people better informed and aware, and not to get too relaxed in these situations, and try to practice routine. I don't want to get into a monotonous daily grind of like, this is exactly what I'm going to do so nothing happens. But again, you go out there on a limb, and you perhaps maybe introduce yourself to becoming more vulnerable than you would have otherwise, because of, unfortunately, a holiday party, or being in a hurry, or rushing, or whatever it may be. So I wish that this weren't the case. I wish we lived in this amazing utopia where everybody was like happy and healthy, and people weren't trying to steal people's money from credit card skimmers at the grocery store. But unfortunately, that is not the case. That is not the world we live in, and we mustn't forget that. But we don't have to harp on it and dwell on it. This is not to monger fear or to alarm anybody or anything like that. It's literally, I'm going to talk to you guys the same way I would talk to the family, the friends, and it's just about being aware, staying connected, being in the know. I share with you, you share with me, hopefully. I really do appreciate everybody who does share in the comments, and who hits me up on the emails, and who has connected with me on Instagram, and who's joined as members, and who came over to Patreon, and each and every one of you. I really do appreciate it. That's it for today, this morning's video. I'm going to run through this misty weather, maybe get me another cup of coffee that's hot, and maybe try to get these other videos ready to go, because we will be hitting the road, and we're taking a little bit of a road trip. So eventually we'll be coming to you from a completely different location, and I'm really excited to bring that to you guys. And if you want, take a guess at where you think we're headed, and we'll see who guessed correctly later on. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, do all the good things. Until next time, you guys take care. Be safe.